Kinnawa, the African thunder,
is in the house.
Thank you all for tuning in to an exclusive broadcast, Thunder News HD broadcast, brought to you by The Perch, UTC's landing station. I'm here at the Black Issues Summit, of course, sponsored by the Office of Multicultural Affairs. And I'm here with a man of stature. Man, I mean, looking at this resume, Grammy Award-winning music producer, recording artist, philanthropist, activist, and actor, a man whose powerful words not only touch the ears and the hearts, but also the souls of his listeners. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Mr. David Banner. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm awesome. Happy to be here today, man. Happy to be here.
Very good. Very good. So what brings you in today? What's the topic of discussion today?
The topic of discussion today is just making sure that we use the power that's vested in us. I also want to make sure that the black students here understand that they must have a purpose. Mm-hmm. In a lot of cases, I believe that, black students come to PWIs and come with the hopes of pushing their personal selves further in society, but it doesn't really affect the culture, and I don't see other groups of people doing it. I think we're one of the few subcultures in America that we're just out here for self. I tell people it's similar to iTunes and everything is I. Whereas music used to be something that we all would come home to be able to see the new videos that were coming out. One person would be able to get a tape because the person's mother wouldn't let them listen to a certain kind of music, and it was all a community situation. Now everything is about I. Mm-hmm. So, I just want to make sure that our students have a purpose, because one of the things that I was just talking about is that we have a lot of black faces who are doing amazing things, but it's not affecting our communities as a whole. You got a lot of black football players, but why if black football players and basketball players are the best as it pertains to that sports, then why black colleges are not the best in America? Right. It don't make too much sense. Right. So
understandable. So you're here to change the mentality of the masses, or
no, not really change. I don't think that's my place to try to change anything. I just want people to consider, because a lot of us, from an ego standpoint, want to believe that we have the way. Right. I believe the things that we've been taught historically as the descendants of African people have been mostly lies. Mm-hmm. So for me to just be able to shake up and have people to consider, is what I came to do more than anything else.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you touched on that, because in a past interview, I quote, you said, "In a lot of ways, I find that these lectures are more important than the music, because when you can connect with people on a spiritual and social level, that's what makes them remember you forever." Mm-hmm. So how important is it for you to make that connection and have that lasting impression?
Well, it's not so much for me. I'm happy that I can be that for so many people, but it's do they get that connection? We've been seeing a change all over the United States. And that's one of the reasons why we're here and why we continue to get booked, and why I haven't had sleep for this this whole month. But the thing is just this, is that it's not about an ego thing for me. I'm one of the few people who have embraced growing into an elder, but still have a healthy connection with young people. And I think that's one of the things that's hurting black people in America, is that, where do we get the information to help us move forward if we don't have a connection with our elders? Right. And, I don't, I know why, but it's like kids sort of look at growing older as something bad, right, or going to your elders or speaking or relating. And then you have so many elders who are being selfish with the information. So it leaves our race in a stagnant place. So to just be in a position that kids want to hear, or young men and women want to hear, and I'm willing to tell, is just an awesome position.
Awesome. So now I see that, making that connection with the younger generation. My name is Kinnawa Kitesby. I'm the president of the 805 chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I used to be the station manager of this station, the Perch UTC's landing station. Currently the staff development coordinator. I am actually trying to.
Are you stunting right now?
No,
I got you. I was just wondering because you just ran down a long list.
No, I got you. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get somewhere with it. So, and myself, basically what I'm trying to get at is just the fact that I'm a student leader, an African-American student leader on a predominantly white campus institution. And to look at that, this world is plagued with animosity and racism. And what advice do you have for African-Americans, especially young black men of my generation, to fight against these barriers and obstacles that are set for them?
I think part of the reason or part of the problems that black Americans have so many problems as it pertains to racism is that we don't want to get our own. Right. Again, we don't have a purpose. I'm not saying is there anything wrong with going to a PWI, but what are you trying to do? Are you trying to grab this information, take it back to the community so that your brothers and sisters won't have to go through the same thing, the people who come after you, or where you can take this information that you've been able to retract from this place and take it to a place that's owned by black people so that like I say, the people that come after you don't have to go through the same things? Like, what's our real purpose? And what I really honestly believe now is that if we continue to be a child race of people, because until we own water, until we own land, until we can harness electricity for our people, until we have a place where we can give people their information and curriculums of the people that's learning, then I just honestly think we high-paid slaves in a whole lot of ways. And so, for me, we have to get in a position now where we're freeing ourselves. And I don't think most black people want to free themselves. I think they want to stay up under white folks and just have a whole lot of toys, and me and my team, we want to be free. I don't mind going through the sacrifices and going through some of the pain and maybe even sacrificing, even though we haven't done that much, even sacrificing our own well-being. But if we doing it over and over again and not going in a direction and there's no purpose behind it, then what does it really matter?
Wow, that was powerful.
Well, I appreciate
that was powerful, man.
I was just getting started.
Well, we are definitely looking forward to, of course, hearing your speech. Hearing you talk today, because just in those few minutes that you spoke to me, you definitely touched my soul.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Yes, sir.
As a student leader. With all the money that is generated on this campus, what connection would you say that the black students are able to garner for the community? Like, that's not a question that I want you to answer. That's something that I just want you to think about. Even being in a Greek fraternity, community service is supposed to be paramount. I'm even seeing it on black campuses. There's a disconnect when it comes to the community. When growing up, the colleges were supposed to be the places that the communities ran to. Our talented, the talented people on these campuses were supposed to be the leaders and the freedom fighters for the people who didn't have the opportunity to go to school. So, that's the thing that I'll leave with you is just really, what's the connection between those of us who are getting the information and the community?
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, David. We really appreciate you coming on the Thunder News HD broadcast. Big shout out to Quality Picks Productions, Jessica, Professor Nicole Brown, because without her, this wouldn't have been possible. And of course, big shout out. What's up, man?
Pre-order the God Box. New album comes out May 19th. Okay.
Definitely make sure you pre-order the God Box. It comes out May 19th. Of course, David Banner right there. No, what's May 19th?
May 19th is Malcolm's birthday.
Ah.
Just a little bit for you.
That's
Always
deep.
a purpose. Remember I told you about
I
purpose?
see. Okay. Dates and everything. I like that. It's a deeper meaning behind everything. So make sure you all continue to tune in and support the Black Issue Summit. This has been another Thunder News HD exclusive.
Off the haters make 'em mad. You a good girl, but you bad. You a hood girl that got class. And I don't mean no harm, ain't gon' lead you on. When he leave you alone, just hit up my phone. And I'ma get you right, I'ma get you right, I'ma get you right, I'ma get you right. And we already know what we wanna do.